Welcome to this special presentation called The 7 Vitalities for a Long and Healthy Life, how your pharmacy can help you get there. This video features David Garshowitz, a pharmacist at York Downs Pharmacy in Toronto, Ontario. David Garshowitz is a compounding pharmacist with more than 50 years' experience in the pharmacy world. He has been both an innovator and an inventor in this field. Now, for the first time on video, we have David's perspective on life, the world of pharmacy, and how each person can benefit from a better understanding of the role of the pharmacy in their life. David will share his insights into a holistic view of life and health. Then he will take us through some of the areas of a pharmacy each person should get to know. Now it is our pleasure to introduce pharmacist David Garshowitz.
My name is David Garshowitz, and I am the owner of York Downs Pharmacy. York Downs Pharmacy is a little different than most pharmacies one might walk into. We do what's called alternative, complementary, mainstream medicine, which really means that I'm integrating mainstream medicine, which we're all affected by for years now, with natural medicine, with complementary medicine. Botany is the origin of medicine, and in days of yore, we lived on herbs and special brews. Today, we have the modern miracle of synthetic modern medicine, which has cured so many thousands and millions of people throughout the world. And now we find that we live in such a secular world that we're now integrating mainstream medicine with natural medicine. We know that there are interactions between drugs and by themselves, and there are interactions between drug-herb, and herb-herb products. And so the key thing, as we see it at York Downs, is to work with your doctor, your health practitioner, to give you the best of both worlds that your health practitioner regards as appropriate for you. There, in my view, are 7 essential vitalities to proper living. And for longevity, you have to eat right. You have to make sure you've got the right amount of sleep that your body requires. You have to make sure that you have proper, organized, daily bowel movements. It is necessary to have specific exercise and controlled exercise. It is very important to have the right supplementation. There has to be congeniality amongst people, because when you don't have congeniality and the person gets aggravated and they get angry, and the stress, this affects the stress, and stress is the trigger on the gun that will compromise our immune system, and when our immune system is compromised, we are now vulnerable for any possible disease that makes its way to the individual. They cannot fight off the disease as they would, as if the immune system were properly fortified. And the most interesting of all that I like to talk about is that there has to be a degree of spirituality. Now, spirituality and congeniality are 2 of the very important vitalities that will help control the stress factor and help control our immune systems from being compromised. Now, any one of these 7, these are 7 that I happen to pick, and there are others that other health practitioners will also like to include. But each one of these 7 vitalities, you could have thousands of books on each and every one of them, and would require a whole series of lectures all of their own. We're living in a time of great discovery. We're finding daily, weekly, new information advising the advanced use of various products that are antioxidants that have helped people really significantly in a lot of disease problems that heretofore had not been appropriately handled. So this is important. This is also known as orthomolecular in its combination of uses. Interestingly, it's been my experience that the pharmacist is the first point where a patient will go to ask a question, to check up on the availability of a product. Old Doc in the pharmacy in the corner really was the very first person, and the pharmacist would then listen to the individual's words, and then in his best manner as a professional, as a friend, as a community advisor, advise where the patient or the parent should direct their attention and who they should seek out. In relation to the community, the pharmacist will counsel the patient on receiving the prescription, to check to see if there's any possible allergies, idiosyncrasies, or other real problems that the patient has, that particular medication may not be appropriate, at which case the pharmacist will immediately contact the doctor and review with the doctor the order of the medication reviewed to make sure that the doctor is aware of the problems that the patient had commented on and advised. And then the doctor will say, in this patient, we rule out that problem because he already had assessed it, and the patient can take the medication and hopefully get better quickly. In other cases, the doctor will say, thank you for bringing that to my attention, and what would you suggest in many cases, or to provide the patient, or I want you to provide this alternate preparation for the patient. And in many cases, there isn't an alternate preparation, and the doctor would review with us the possibility of compounding something for that specific patient. The medical profession isn't the only group or the only health professionals that the pharmacist will deal with. In our pharmacy, we deal with a great deal of podiatrists who treat the morbid condition of the foot and are allowed to prescribe accordingly. And especially on problems like athlete's foot, we will compound specialty mixtures for fungus infections of the foot and provide the appropriate antibiotic as the podiatrist will order. We will work with physiotherapists and helping the physiotherapists use the right liniments, emollients, creams in the course of their profession. Chiropractors, interestingly, do have a strong part of their training in nutritional medicine, and chiropractors will review with us various nutritional supplements that may be appropriate for their patient. Of course, there's a great deal of discussion with the emerging naturopathic community, because although they allegedly are regarded as drugless therapists, they will use herbs, homeopathy, they will use vitamins, minerals, enzymes, combinations thereof, and naturopath is also able to do total body assessment. And at York Downs we have many, many naturopaths who will come to us for the latest items or give us specific orders for the treatment of their respective patients.